just opened a new project in Adobe After Effects. So what's next? You're going to go to create a new composition, and here we see our width and our height, and we see our frame rate. And that's just like in Adobe Animate, it tells you how many frames per second. And down here is our duration, which tells us how long our composition is going to be. So I'm going to name this composition Your Name, which in all reality it will be your actual name. I said you name, your name. All right, so right now my duration is 10 seconds, and that's exactly what I want. And I can change my background color um, to a different color if I choose. All right, so now that I have all of that, I'm just going to press OK. And now I'm going to actually type my name or your name. So I'm going to hold down the caps lock key, and not hold it down, but I'm going to press caps lock, and I'm going to type my name or your name. So now if I move this, you're going to see, let's see what happens once I move this. All right, notice this happens because caps lock is selected. So in order to make sure that you don't have this problem pop up, just deselect your caps lock. Okay. Now, to make sure this is centered with the entire composition, I'm going to make sure it says align to composition. Then I'm going to center it here, center it there, just like in other programs. So now, the other thing I want you to be aware of is this anchor point. Notice that this anchor point is here at the bottom. And I'm just going to show you what happens with the anchor point. So if I have my anchor point here and I try to rotate this, and I'll show you how to rotate specifically later, it's going to rotate from that spot. If I move my anchor point, oops, if I grab this anchor up, sorry, if I move this anchor point to here, then it'll rotate from that spot. So yeah, I want you to be aware of your anchor point. So to center your anchor point, the thing you want to do is go to this tool right here, and you're going to hold down the command key and double click. Even if this was over here or wherever, all I have to do is double click while holding down command on this tool, and my anchor point will get centered. Okay, so now when I rotate, it rotates from here, which is what I want. Now to get to the rotate button, I press the quick key, which is R, but to get that a long way, you can just press this drop down arrow and go to transform, and you'll find rotation. You'll also find opacity, where you can change the opacity. It's just like alpha in Adobe Animate. You can scale it so you can make it bigger and smaller. You can change the position to the left, to the right, up and down. And you can actually control your anchor point right here as well. Now, one thing I want to add is 3D space. So in order to add my 3D space, I'm going to need to switch modes right here. So where it says toggle switch modes, I'm switching right here, and now I see a cube. I want to select that cube. Once that cube is selected, now I have rotation in X, Y, and Z. This means that now I can rotate this way and this way. Now, before I do anything, I want to show you a couple of things. In Adobe Animate, we had things like or we had motion tweens, right? So with a motion tween, you have a point A and a point B. So it works the same way here. So let's say I wanted to create a a point, a ending point. Let's say I want this to animate, but I want it to end exactly where it is. So I will come here and select all of the things that I'm going to adjust, right? So I'm going to adjust the rotation, all of these, and I'm just going to click the stopwatch right here. So when I come over here, I can actually type in numbers or move this around, change the rotation, and do all this stuff to it, and let it start right here. But when it gets to point B, guess how it's going to end? It's going to end the way we started. Now you can also add a point, make my last point my point C, and I can come here and make even more changes. And right here, you see there beside my rotation, there's a 0x, and then it has the other number. So what I'm going to do is put like a 1 or a 2 right here. That just means that it's going to rotate at that rate 2 times or 1 time. So it moves a little bit faster because it has to rotate like that. All right, so now you have something like this. Now, does that look good? Not particularly, but I want you to kind of see what is possible. So if you wanted to do something simple, and let's just do one at a time now. And all I did was press Command Z to undo. Let's say if I wanted this to end like this, I'll go ahead and make a keyframe for my opacity, but I wanted it to start off invisible. I would just change my opacity to 0, then I'll see that over time it becomes 100% opacity. Very simple. Let's say to add to that, I can have my scale start off, or yeah, let's put, oh yeah, let's say if I have this here, I have this keyframe right here, and I come over here and I want to have another keyframe, but this is already highlighted. You see this diamond? This diamond is exactly what I want to press to get my keyframe. So now I have a keyframe that's here, and I want this in the middle to get larger. So I'm going to change my scale this way. And now this is what I have. Okay, so your job is to take this information in and then use it to create your own animation with your name, and just have fun with it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for it to end in a way that makes sense. Okay, so I want it to end as if you did it on purpose. So if it ends and it looks like this, then that means that you didn't mean to, well, the way I'm going to see it is that you didn't mean to end with your name looking like this. This is just kind of how it happened. So the only thing I'm really looking for is for it to end with your name centered, but everything else is freestyle. You can have fun with it, just make up something, or you can be really strategic about what you want it to do and then make it do that thing. So that's your job for this next exercise, is to create something completely unique, and you can use whatever color you want for the background. You can use a nice complementary color for the name, and just go for it. All right, have fun.